Welcome to All in Favor, an intuitive teaching tool for the classroom. This tool reimagines the political compass in a way that can seamlessly fit into any curriculum, all while keeping students engaged. At its core, All in Favor strengthens students' problem-solving skills. Utilizing a round-based structure where students vote on the outcomes of scenarios, students are encouraged to reassess their vote as rounds provide more information. This process deepens the understanding that well-formulated opinions strengthen when they stem from a deep knowledge base. With more technology in classrooms than ever before, we built All in Favor to embrace this new era of accessibility, supporting students' uniqueness and giving teachers the flexibility they need to make any lesson plan a favorable one. With how diverse education is, we built All in Favor to give educators flexibility and control at every step of the process. With support for large class sizes, custom scenarios, and organizational features, our tool aims to seamlessly integrate into any teacher's toolkit. All in Favor has a lot to offer, so without wasting any more time, let's jump in and take a look at how All in Favor brings interactivity to the classroom. To get started, you can find All in Favor at www.allinfavor.org or the top link in the description box below. Here, we are greeted by the home page. At the top, you'll see our logo, which will always take you back to this page when clicked, some links that will take you to different pages, a place to log in, and a play button, which will quickly allow you to join a new game. Next, you'll see two buttons, each which will lead you down a different path. The first path, represented by the Create a Game button, is the path for educators. This will lead you to create an account, access the dashboard, create a new scenario, and start new games. The second path, represented by the Join a Game button, is the player path. Clicking this button will take players immediately to the start of the game, where they will need to enter in the room code generated by the teacher. Continuing down the home page, you'll see some featured graphics, information highlighting All in Favor's capabilities, as well as a video, which you're currently watching. Finally, we've reached the footer, where we have an opportunity to both join or create a game, visit other pages, or read the terms of service and privacy policy, and finally, connect with us on social media. If you'd like to learn more about the team that put together All in Favor, feel free to explore the About page, but for now, let's get started with the steps that an educator would take when setting up All in Favor for the first time. Let's click the Create a Game button, which will prompt us with the login screen. Here, you can either sign into your account or create a new one. In this case, let's create a new account. From here, we'll have to click Sign up with email, and then enter in our email followed by a username and a password that we'll use to re-log in later. Once complete, we'll hit Create Account, and you'll see that your information is saved, and now we can go to the dashboard. Welcome to the dashboard. This serves as the main hub for educators to see their saved scenarios as well as make new ones. But before we continue, let's go back to the home page so that we can see what's different now that we've signed in with an account. Back on the home page, you'll see that not much has changed, except for now instead of a login button, we have a drop-down. In this drop-down, we can see our profile or log out. In this case, let's hit Edit Profile and see what that's like. Here, you can see the profile page, where we have access to all of our account information. From here, we can both edit our username or confirm our email, and we can also confirm or change our password if necessary. You also have the option to delete an account if you choose to do so. For now, let's head back to the dashboard page so that we can create a new scenario. Back in the dashboard page, you'll see this button in the top left that'll let us create a new scenario. Welcome to the scenario form page. This is the page where educators will create their fully custom scenarios using these different fields. Let's start with the first field, the scenario headline. You can think of this headline as the overall question or concept that you want your players to debate. The second field is the description box. This field allows educators to provide surrounding context for more complex scenarios and to provide more overall information about the scenario. The third field is the scenario settings. Here, you pick the type of scenario you'd like to play, the round timer, and the category. First up is the scenario type. All in Favor has two different types of scenarios available to educators. First, we have the contest mode. In contest mode, we're pitting players against each other in friendly competition to see who can get closest to the correct answer. However, we acknowledge that not all scenarios, especially ones in real life, have these definite absolute answers, which is why we created the survey mode. In the survey mode, you have all the same functionality as the contest mode, except without the competitive scoring. This allows educators to create scenarios that are all about polling and group discussion. Next is the round timer. This will decide how long students get to spend changing and thinking about their vote in a given round. We recommend a minute as we found that that's a happy medium when retaining new information and compiling it into a new complete thought. Finally, there is a category dropdown. We created predefined categories. That way, educators can sort and organize their scenarios by a given category. Next are the axis labels. These fields are where educators will put in the 4 words that they want to describe their grid. After defining their axes, next, educators can use the pin placement modal window to select their correct answer on the grid. However, if you're playing a survey scenario, then a correct answer from the pin placement window is not needed. Finally, there's the round information fields. These are the fields where educators will put in information that they want their players to see as the rounds progress. As you can see, you can add or remove rounds based on the type of scenario that you want to play. With our form completed, we can either save the scenario and return to the dashboard, or hit Start Game and create a new game lobby so that our players can join. For now, let's return to the dashboard to explore that page some more. As you can see, I've created a couple test games on this account so that we can see the scenarios populated on the dashboard. Each scenario shows the title, the axes, the date that it was created, and an edit button that will take you back to the scenario form in case you want to make changes to a scenario. You'll also see either the contest or the survey icon, depending on what type of scenario you set. And finally, you'll see the color of the card itself will tie in with the category that you select when you created the scenario. Additionally, on this page, you'll see the filter dropdown and the search bar. These are both things that'll help you find your scenarios. Finally, we have the queue column. You would use this queue column if you'd want to play multiple scenarios in one game. To do this, simply hit the plus on the icon of the card, add it to the queue, and then hit Create Lobby. Now, with our dashboard accessible and a game populated, let's launch All in Favor and see what the teacher lobby is like. We've made it. Here's the All in Favor game lobby. From here, an educator will project this to their class so that they can see the lobby code. Here, we can see our 5-digit lobby code, a link so our students know where to join, the players that have joined our game, and when we're ready, we can start the game. When the game starts, it shows us the total amount of scenarios in our game, as well as the scenario that we're currently playing. At the start of every scenario, players will see the scenario title, as well as a description. When the instructor feels that everyone understands the scenario, they hit Next. This is the round screen. It'll show the round number, and it'll show the piece of information that corresponds with that round. Once the instructor feels that everyone has had a chance to read the sentence, they hit Next. This is the active round scene. On this page, you can see the round that you're on, the timer counting down, and on the left, you'll see a list of all the players who have not submitted their vote yet. On the right, you'll see a list of players who have submitted theirs. In addition, you can also go to 2 separate views. You can go to the grid view, which looks like this, or you can go to the info board, which is a list of all of the round information for all of the rounds played so far. Once the round timer is over, the cycle restarts with the round screen. But if the game is ended, it'll immediately show you the results of your scenario in a grid like this. Now, all it's left to show is a leaderboard. Here, we see the top 3 players from the game, but if you want to see a full breakdown, you can hit the full leaderboard to see how the entire class stacked up. From here, you can either start a new game, or go back to home, which will take you to the dashboard. Now that we've seen the instructor's side of All in Favor, let's briefly walk through what the player will see when joining a game. So, When a player hits join from any of the multiple places on the homepage, they're brought here. Here, they simply enter in the room code that they see on the board provided by the instructor. Next, we brought to a screen where they get to pick their individual username and their custom pin color. Once they do that, they hit play, and will be brought to a screen like this. This screen is where students will wait for all of their classmates to join the lobby. This is also where they'll see their own name pop up on the teacher's screen shown on the board. Then, when the game starts, they'll see this screen, which prompts them to look up at the board to see the sentence information that's being provided. After the students have had a chance to read the round information, they then need to vote. This is what that screen looks like. Here, they can place their pin around the grid and lock in their answer using the submit button, or they can check in the info board, which will take them to this page. This info board is similar to the teacher's info board in that it'll show them the current round information that's available. When they feel comfortable with the answer, they can lock in their vote by hitting submit, then wait for the next round to start. Once all rounds have ended and all votes are locked in, it'll then show the final results of the scenario on the teacher's screen. From there, they can see how they placed against their classmates, as well as join a new game. And that's it. Thank you for following along with me as I introduce All in Favor. We're very excited about all the creative ways that All in Favor can be implemented into the classroom, and we look forward to seeing your scenarios.